Hi, I'm Cinema Steve, and today we're going to talk about which is the best camera.
Ain't no ceilings in my building, cause we coming up. Double cup, you don't feel us, get hit with a uppercut.
Now, I'm going to get straight to the point. The reality is, there isn't the best camera, especially for you as an individual. Why? Is because you really got to play with a lot of them to see which ones you like. You got to get the feel for it, especially if it comes easy for you to use. For example, me, I'm a Canon guy. I love Canon. It's a lot easier for me to use compared to a Nikon. A Nikon, I don't know, I really don't like the buttons. I don't like the way everything is set up. It's much more complicated. The image is great on a Nikon though, do not get me wrong. I don't know, I just always gravitated towards Canon. Sony, they're great cameras. I find them easy to use. I'm just not gonna go out of my way to buy one. But if it came down to like a cinema camera, for Sony, yeah, there's a good chance I would invest in it because the quality is great. Just a lot of good things about it. Another camera that I use a lot, especially for filming a lot of the projects, is Blackmagic. I love the Blackmagic design. I've been using it for a couple of years now. Very easy to use. Image quality is great. I love the workflow. Just everything about it. Especially for what you get for the price. I don't find it that you could really beat that. Just don't get caught up with the brands. For example, Arri. There's tons of people that I come across that all they want is a Red, right? Now, if you have the money for it, great. But if you don't, why are you gonna break your bank account for it? Just because you get a camera like that, it does not guarantee that you're gonna get, jobs coming through. There will be those clients that all they know is Red and they're asking, oh, do you have a Red? You might have something that's better than a Red, and because they don't know it, they're not gonna, think, oh, it's good enough, right? One time I had somebody ask me, do I shoot on a Red? I said, no, I shoot on a Blackmagic. Oh, well, does it shoot 4K? Yeah, it does. But guess what? He didn't even have a budget. So you want me to come on set with like a $20,000 camera, anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 camera, and you don't have the money for it. Where does that make sense? And then again, just because you get a high-end cinema camera does not guarantee that you're gonna get all these jobs. For example, think of it like a car. Me, I'm a Mazda guy. I've had 2 Mazdas already. One, I had it for 10 years and, bought it brand new all the way until I had 200,000 miles on it. And I know it's a very reliable car. It had the same engine and the same transmission. Those two never gave me an issue, right? But I know I can trust it. I feel great driving it. So that's my type of car. Even though there are cars out there that are better than it, especially like a BMW, something a lot more luxurious, right? But, Mazda is my type of car. So, especially when you start out, I would not recommend for you to get, a high-end camera right out the box. The best thing to do is start off with something that is affordable, something like on the smaller scale, especially if you want to start off with like a DSLR or whatever, whether you want to do photography or cinematography. Start off small just so you get the feel for it, because what happens is a lot of the times somebody can get into it, they buy all this gear, whether they want to do it professionally or a hobby, but they realize they're not that into it, and so they spend money and boom, it just sits there collecting dust. And that's the last thing that you want. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says, if you really think about it, a camera, all it is a box with a lens attached to it and a record button. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, it's that easy that you just hit and record and everything's gonna come out phenomenal. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is all cameras are essentially the same. They all have the same settings. Some might have more features if you're going on the higher end scale, given, more bells and whistles, right? But what happens is, every single camera, they all have aperture, shutter, ISO, audio settings, so, at the end of the day, there's not one that, just because you get this one camera, it's completely different from all the rest. A camera's a camera, you really determine your shots, you know, pretty much depending on your eye. If you have the eye for it, if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you have a $90,000 camera. And yes, there are cameras that cost that much. It doesn't matter if you have a camera, you know, that expensive. You know, a monkey can hit the record button, you know? So it's like you also have to know what you're doing, and that comes with time. You know, like when you put a lot of work into it, you hone in on your craft. My advice to you is just to go out there and test out a bunch of cameras. You know, go to Best Buy, mess with the Sonys, the Nikons, the Canons, you know, and you know, just don't get caught up on the tech and especially the name brand, because I know people that had sold their high-end cinema cameras and got something else. I know this one guy, he has his camera, I still don't remember the name of it, I never heard of it before, but the image quality that he's pulling off is amazing, you know, and you know, like he's not following the crowd, but he's a great cameraman, you know, like he's a great cinematographer, and you know, that's what it's all about, really. You know, like at the end of the day, you know, it's your craft, you know. So, you know, like for those of you, you know, starting out, you know, get something, you know, more affordable, and just keep working at it until you eventually build up, you know, enough money to get something else, you know, that's a lot higher. That's how it was for me. You know, I started with a Canon 7D. Now I'm shooting on the Ursa Mini. Right now, this is the Blackmagic Micro. I'm not gonna use the Ursa, you know, to do vlogs and tutorials. That's overkill. But anyway, you know, hopefully this benefited you guys, and you know, stick around because there's always videos that I'm gonna be doing, whether it's tutorials or videos like this. You know, pretty much giving advice or, you know, speaking about, you know, lifestyles of a cinematographer and a photographer. All right, guys. Till next time. Take care.